And we're live. We're live with some Arishem Gold Conquests. Let's keep it going. All right, how aggressive do we care to be this quick into the beginning of the Gold Conquest? And is Swarm worth the play? Opponent also playing Arishem. I think we give ourselves a turn. Ravona, is that main deck? It is main deck Ravona. Good to know. We could do kind of like playing Swarm into Nick Fury into Loki. I'm gonna guess that Kamar-Taj will be determined by a blob.
Who they dig up this
So
time?
probably not a ton of reason to put power there. Loki seems great. Is this a snap? I guess we can always snap after Vesuvius. And who knows what this pulls. That's pretty good.
I am Iron Man.
Well, that's actually awesome. We've got things like and I guess I want to have priority. And absolutely blob is the last play that we want there. I think we do a little something like this.
Snapped.
I'm fine staying in and then snapping back. We have just an incredible sequence here. Alright, opponent cannot retreat. So the question is, do I... I have a couple of lines here. Mystique. How many cards left in my deck? 9. I think Mystique is enough there. The question is, do we want to do... I think that ultimately this is the best play. He's almost certainly not going to guess that I'm going to turn Iron Man off. Make sure I get this order right here. That sounds good to me. Good luck, buddy. Turning off Strong Guy as well. Yeah, it seems unlikely that he's going to be able to come over the top of both of these lanes. He has a 4 mana on the right side. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, man. Oh, I earned that loss. Ooh. That's hard to find. In order to beat that, I guess I would have had to Mockingbird middle. I guess I could have seen Mockingbird middle. We just concede that, move on. Good, well played by my opponent. Yeah. Main deck Taskmaster. Interesting. I guess that makes sense when you've got Rogue and Darkhawk and the blob of it all. Should I be running Taskmaster? I don't know if I've really considered that. Yeah, what I needed to do was Mockingbird Middle made a ton of sense. Because if he had done Shang-Chi, I would have beat that clear outright. Totally fine. That's an important lesson to learn. I'm really glad that was Gold 1. I would have made that exact same sequence of plays anywhere up through Infinity 5. Blob, pretty good. Snapworthy? No, but pretty good. Tribunal, fascinating. Ah, Tribunal with Rickety Bridge. Yes, yes, sir. Although you can do a fun last turn Bucky Barnes things with Rickety Bridge. I kind of like. Oh, and actually Null, fun business with Rickety Bridge as well. Opponent stay again, very reasonable. Oh, maybe I'm running a normal deck. It's very, again, very atypical to see that, you know, regular deck stuff.
Such is my judgment.
Hopefully I don't come to regret this. Tribunal. The Null begins. Do we want... Is there a Quinjet? I know, I think we just keep it going with, Dinosaur and building up a nice Tribunal. Ah. Well, that's really funny that I got myself a Null. I think a naked blob into Null sounds pretty good. Love it. Okay, what is my most power? Null, pretty good. I don't actually remember if Yondu... It ultimately does not matter unless they're discarding my cards. I don't remember if Yondu pumps Null. I think he might. Probably this. And then we play something middle. We get nice and fatty. I guess, am I worried about, like, he just plays a Null and a big card, and then I lose left and right? It could happen. But we do this, and I think we're sitting pretty. Now, does that pump the Null? It does. Good to know. Okay, my opponent. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Needed Null to hit, or Yondu to hit a bigger thing. Loki in hand, pretty great. Is this an immediate snap? I don't know. And into destroy. I'm comfortable probably waiting until after the Loki hits. Do we do anything with popping Vormir? I think no. I think we just hold and play a nice juicy Loki. As big as we can. Okay, new plan. She-Hulk Coulson is simply too much value to ignore, and then we can certainly Loki next time for a bunch. This I'm actually comfortable snapping on. And again, with this many tickets and just a few days left in the season, we're playing for speed, not for necessarily optimum everything. In the next turn, Loki, of course, as per usual, hoping for null first, death second. Everything else, sure, who cares? Do we... I guess I would like to leave a couple of spots in Atlantis. As much as optimizing Panopticon is cool. Ah, terrible.
Enough said,
Terrible. Got 2 draws into some random stuff and hope for the best. I've got 1 turn worth of Deadpool growth. Yeah, who cares? MODOK, nope. Or... Actually... Do we want to... I guess we pop the Wolverine.
Hello.
Hope that he goes middle. Or get a couple bites of the apple, as it were. Yeah, juicing up the destroys actually doesn't even matter that much. We are pretty cooked. There's a couple draws that we wouldn't mind seeing, but pending a real miracle draw, we're out of here.
Definitely need to change my
Down a
underwear.
quick 6-0. Yeah, that's not enough. My opponent has Arnim Zola in his deck, and that reads very clearly. Arnim Zola mid. He engineered that pretty deliberately. I got no way to deal with it. That's fine. You miss on Loki sometimes.
Escaped.
Destroy favorite locations for days. Your opponent, not a huge Snap fan. That's fine. Venom gone. Shang-Chi gone. Punisher, sure. Can we get a World Forge on Murder World, please? Ah! Yeah, that's pretty good for him. Instead, if we can get ourselves Killmonger, something like that, and Mojo Wolf goes on the left. Oh boy, that is just so much value. And World Forge happens at the beginning. Yeah, oof.
Enough said, bub.
Getting pretty cooked by these locations and a bit of RNG. Again, that's fine. Opponent playing is fine. Sure, get all those 0 costs out of the deck. Actually, I like maybe trying to throw a priority. No 0 cost cards, sure, fine.
Enough said, bub.
That's it, pretty weird, my opponent has not snapped. Loki, sure. There's a couple of winners here. Null is a nice start.
Enough said, bub.
I'm actually, hilariously enough, in a pretty good spot. The thing is, Danger Room now sucks. I think we just snap here and hope for the best. And if I lose to Danger Room, that's completely fine. I mean, it sucks. It's unfortunate, but that's completely fine. I don't see any other line. He can just as easily make this better than a 50-50. He could probably almost certainly add. He's not gonna ignore both lanes. We just have to do this. Is that Arnhem? I guess if that's Arnhem left, not super chuffed about it. Hey, we got there. My opponent chickened out with the danger. Well, they were ahead there. Just for funsies, was there any other way to win that? I mean, Wright was gone. I would have needed to just get a couple lucky danger rooms. We played that well, and also got a little bit lucky right after my opponent got lucky. Spread the sure. Hey, the old 2 Raptors Patriot value, although my opponent has Killmonger, so that is what it is. Do we have Shang-Chi? We sure do. I don't want to clog up mid too bad. Next turn. Oh. Yeah, next turn is good. I feel like my opponent wants to be Venoming this turn, and I'm going to have priority pending that location sucking. We just snap this, and then if they have they're able to get a null down and whoopsies, and get a null down and Zola it and beat us that way, and you know it is what it is. But this feels pretty good. I do not particularly want to convert. Well, maybe I do. Quinjet is, of course, a lovely card to have down, and I'm about to generate a bunch of new cards, but they're going to be 6 costs, and I think probably my most likely sequence of plays is a 6-drop into a 6-drop. The alternative here is to do something like Quinjet Coulson for some forms of value, but no, I think that this is the right play. And then Thanos is a fine hit. Blob, love to see it.
Enough said, bub.
Blob absorbing man. Yeah, we take those. Be aware of the possibility of
Enough said,
Wolverine
bub.
not landing middle, and then
What
what
a
does Zola
game!
look like? Does a Zola get... No, Zola's not big enough to win. Alright, we do a little Absorbing Man. What am I afraid of? Like a death? Yeah, I guess this is the right play. Oh shit. All 3 lanes? Don't love that. Huh. I don't know about that.
Enough said, bub.
Oh. Forgot all about his unpopped Black Vortex. That was a questionable stay from him. I don't think he can beat very well. No, I did throw up. No, he had to. He wasn't beating left. I guess he wasn't beating left. Yeah, I don't. That's a questionable stay. It is late. It is the 4th of July. And now we're just in it to grind it down. Either way.
What are the odds?
Do we like Mr. Fantastic or Bishop, ultimately? I guess probably Bishop. And then Fantastic can do some surprise things if we need him to do. Ooh, that sucks. That sucks. Well, the only play here is Nick Fury middle. Hate it. Hate everything about it. Yeah, Rickety Bridge, super favorable to him. We can get over there with Mr. Fantastic a little bit.
I still believe in heroes.
Oh my gosh, a follow? Thank you so much for following, 6'3" BTW. And also must remember the old flooding business. Do we prefer... No, this is the right play, and I can... if this is a big old Venom, I can do some fun Magneto shenanigans. Oh, he's destroying it, so he's just calling it all good. Of course, get the Rickety Bridge. Did Wolverine go right too? Perfect. Terrible. Really would love to see Loki right now. I don't know how else I could beat that. I can't think of a ton of permutations of cards that he could have that I could beat in this situation with his extreme... Oh, you know what? Actually, does that work now that I think about it? If he's flooding... I'd never considered flooding from Rickety Bridge. Oh, that's just so annoying. I can do... What's the most power I can get? Do I worry about... He has a ton of mana. Does this... Is he just put a null and or death left? I mean, if I really want it... I mean, this is very... cavalier. Yeah, well, left is gone, it looks like. Well, this actually feels pretty okay. I don't know what he's got. Oh, that said an unlucky Killmonger cooks me. What is the most power here? It's 14. 14 feels like the most power. And I don't think that he has anything that, Zola. Of course, Zola cooks me. Is there anything that I can do to prevent that? No, I was not thinking about Zola. I probably could have just stacked right and hoped for the best. Now, that would be a hard line to find. But his Zola just beats me, and I don't think there's anything I could do about that.
Cut off one head, two balls to take its place.
Did you presumably, Grip Smoke Tecmo, you flew from Sacramento to Portland, Oregon. Is that true? Oh, well, congratulations to the first class of it all. Why I mention this? I have... I don't know if saying I've read is the right term. But, what is the... I guess like airline miles or just a nice gift? Whenever flying, I have heard it said that... Oh, of course. God, my opponent's getting pretty friggin' lucky. That... while we're on the plane, we're making lots and lots and lots of micro adjustments to every single movement. It's kind of the same thing in a car, but also on a plane. And that really adds up over time. Sentry, I would love to draw cards. I really don't know if I can afford to get cute. I guess we just go here. So my opponent has a 6-power Deadpool.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
So anyway, that even if you're not quote-unquote jet lag, it can account for a lot of the... Shoot, what is the word I'm looking for? The tiredness of it all. Man, I am just in a terrible position here. Really am banking on not only drawing, but drawing something very impactful. And I am out of board space. This is just rough. Okay, my opponent is throwing left. Cool. That's nice, but, you know, they're going to be able to make a friggin' huge Deadpool.
Hey, you found a rook.
And frankly, Bar Sinister really benefits Destroy as well. They can do all sorts of Venom stuff, Deadpool into Venom. Yeah, this is a bit of a nightmare. So, assuming they destroy the Deadpool this turn, that's going to 24. He's going to be able to get to 29 left without breaking a sweat. And anything that I play fills a lane in a way that feels just terrible. Given what I'm seeing here, I don't think I can just compete. Like, I just can't compete anywhere. But right is almost certainly gone, so the only thing that can give me an edge next turn is some miracle Nick Fury stuff. But even then, I can only play one card. I think that this I'm just cooked. half surprised it didn't land on Deadpool. I mean, like Venom. Oh.
What a
Hard
game!
dubious. I mean, he's got a 24 power Deadpool. This is a loss. For sure. This is just tragic.
Who they dig up this time?
Well, that's good. Thing is, I can, as we've covered, play one card. It has to be this one. He's going to play a single... Like, there's no path that he doesn't play enough to beat me in Asgard. He's not going to get that cute with it. But yeah, no, it feels real bad whenever you play an opponent and they make just a stay that really indicates that they just do not know what's going on, or are just tired or whatever, and then you try your best. Just Aurisham Gaming, man. Really, really a lot of RNG to it, and it is what it is. Oh! Oh, no. Wait, did they not have... Of course they don't have the extra mana. Had I played my single null left, would I have won on points? I guess I would have. That was a hard line to find. That was a hard line to find. Yeah, it's hard when the locations are so unfavored and your Aurisham doesn't follow through. We keep the gold conquest going. Yeah, no, tired oversights happen. I do tired oversights all the time. And there's no way of knowing what my opponent was just going through. But there was a game before you joined where I had just truly obscene Aurisham RNG. Obscenely good. And then on turn 5, I had commandingly. And my opponent... And I had snapped earlier in the game. And my opponent remained in the game, and I think they would have lost just to me playing nothing. And they remained and kind of gave me those cubes. And then I turn around and end up losing to that same opponent. That feels very bad. It is the nature of Aurisham. And, is this also destroying? What is... This is actually very, very... strange to... Like, do I just snap on Loki? To be... For the first 36 hours of the Aurisham week, it was just all Aurisham all the time, and now it's a little strange. To be playing other decks? Like, what is this guy? He's got a normal deck with Nico in it? That's crazy. Also destroy. Her favorite Aurisham is 6 cost card. Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not?
Impressive.
Let's see, we can do a couple things here. My opponent running Lady Deathstrike, that's fun. My opponent snaps after I play Loki? What the hell are you doing, man? So I have a couple options here. I can copy a 10 power Venom and have Deathstrike and Death in my hand, or I can just have a mulligan and just throw Absorbing Man, or actually even copy Absorbing Man. I kind of have like just a Loki do-over. I do not hate what I'm seeing there, but I wonder if I can do better. Null is great. And it is also great to know that my opponent has
What a game!
Shang-Chi. So a real cool thing here. I can play Null. And what I'm hoping for with this line is to get Null down now, and then Killmonger kills his Deadpool's next turn. And he cannot do... his Deadpool's middle. So I think that unless... I can afford to do that. this also helps me lose priority. I think I snap back. Again, it's gold 1. Very comfortable throwing caution to the wind here. I think my opponent's snap was very foolish. It is possible if my opponent is next level, they're going to figure out a way to do all of this and then not have priority, which puts me in a real pickle. I don't have a ton of strong cards otherwise, but having the null down is just broadly great. Okay, this seems likely that I'm about to lose priority, which is my favorite thing. Yep, I lost priority. They're gonna have, I'm gonna be able to kill both those Deadpools if they play them, as well as inflate my null even
change
further.
my underwear.
So, assuming Killmonger comes down, and I think he's coming down, the other cards... will be this. Now, the thing here is, now I'm going to get pretty sizable, as it were, excuse me. Mid. But I am kind of hopeless in the other lane. I can do something like this, and then... Like, this is really risky. I think I kind of like this. I think I kind of want to, quote-unquote, win all 3 lanes profit. If I just barely get edged out of the other 2 lanes, I'll feel stupid. You know, he also might do something like... No, he wouldn't do that. This is tough. If I do this and Wolverine doesn't go left or right, I am pretty cooked. There's a real argument to just stacking right. I don't like that, though. Okay, my opponent just retreats. Whew!
Victory.
Yeah, I believe I played that super well, even. But then I did back into a weird 50-50 situation. I really wasn't thinking about my power elsewise. Spider-Man 2099 into Aunt May's is kind of funny, although, again, my opponent playing a Destroy deck. I've been out of contact with the meta for, like, a day. I played very heavily the first 2 days, and then not so much today, and I don't know if Destroy has emerged as, like, what you want to do against, oh, hey, there's my Deadpool. Against Erisham. It's funny, the volume of that I received. I don't know if I can hold out playing nothing on Aunt May's until the last turn. I'm getting pretty full here. That might just be too cheeky. That might just be a retreat. I don't love my hand. You tried an Erisham with the Destroy Shell. You mean, like, you put Destroy in an Erisham deck? Because that's not what I'm talking about. That is insane if you did that. That's incredible. I don't think that would be very good, and I admire your bravery. Yeah, I'm just talking about purely just Destroy broadly, as we're seeing here. Blob is real cool, but my opponent has revealed via Loki that he does run Shang-Chi. I think that I stay, even though he's snapping. This is maybe escape-worthy, but I kind of like it. Yeah, I have not found a Arisham list that I love. Well, that's good. Can I don't love Swordmaster's just random. I don't like Swordmaster there. The bummer here is my last opponent was playing Destroy, and I am now not remembering exactly what was in their deck. A tragedy with the Untapped program is that when you Loki and it knows for a fact that cards X, Y, and Z... Oh, Double Blob. Is double blob a snap? And you Loki, it does not like populate the untapped with what they've got. And so I do not remember if this opponent has Shang-Chi or not. I think that they do, which is not ideal, given that I want to play a blob on 5. That's just wonderful. I think we Mockingbird, because that's kind of expendable. Well, what I could try and do, if they don't have Shang-Chi, is just get so overly massive in Wakanda, because if I play things on Danger Room and they get destroyed, then his null just gets obscene. So hang on, I play Thanos. Mockingbird goes to 2. Next turn, I can this blob, and Mockingbird goes to 1, and then I have 7 mana, so this is the correct play. And then hopefully it just sends X-20 through the middle. This is... What is the terminology I'm looking for? We're playing a real dangerously. So next turn, I can do Absorbing Man Mockingbird. I kind of like that. I can actually do Absorbing Man Mockingbird and then maybe some other draw. Is this maybe... I'm just going to snap back. Get out of here. You're going to... If he destroys stuff, he might drop into bar with no name, and then I'm going to win on points. And yeah, I like this. Thank you, thank you. It actually has, it's the black spiral thing. I really like whenever the effect is black, but it's really hard to see a lot of the time. Wolverine middle, one time. Nope. Oh, my Mockingbird suddenly not so cheap anymore. Well, I guess I'm glad that I pulled Absorbing Man. So now, if my opponent has... I've tragically taken priority. If my opponent has Shang-Chi in his hand, I'm not thrilled. And I can do something like this, but if either of my things die, I think that maybe this is just the play. The only way that this way loses is if he plays like a null right and I get really unlucky. If he's playing Shang right, this is what I need to do anyway. And I can win on points. Yeah, this is kind of just a Jesus takes the wheel situation. I really don't know if he has Shang-Chi. I think that he does, if I'm recalling correctly, and then this is the play, and I just hope that Danger Room doesn't cook me. Come on, Danger Room, don't cook me. Alright, that didn't cook me. That didn't cook me. Yes! I think I have enough points. Yes! Yes.
Victory.
We did what we needed to do. Feels good. More boosters on Blob? Sure, sounds nice. I have been watching some other players do their Infinity Conquest on stream. I'm not super comfortable doing Infinity Conquest on stream. So I've just been doing Gold, and I'm watching them, and they're playing opponents that are just... Their collection level, like they started playing the game 3 minutes ago, and their highest rank is 16. It's deeply unfair. I want some of those fodder opponents. That'd be so nice. All my opponents are collection level 10k plus and downright very good at the game. that's unfair if you ask me. So you, Gripsmoke Tecmo, you're a streamer of note. There's many things I do not know and have assorted questions about. One of these, on my Twitch Stream Manager, it talks about my, I think, bitrate. It has live and then has excellent quality right now. But sometimes it says unstable. And I don't know if I should be throttling myself at some level or if that actually is meaningful. So question to you, if you're still listening and able to type. What does it mean whenever that says unstable? Do I need to do anything? Here's my opponent, Hawktua Enjoyer. Notably has a premium avatar that they bought today and probably pretty good at the game. Again, kind of a bummer. Are they playing Arisham? I'm guessing they are. They are. Well, Null would have been cool last game. Thanks, game. Loki might just be a snap.
Snap.
That's aggressive, but just having Loki in hand. Opponent hasn't played anything. I'm broadly ahead. Loki on Stark Tower. Sure, we take those. Have you seen Unstable, or is this the first time you're hearing about it? Now, what my opponent is about to notice is my deck not overly great for purposes of stealing. I've got a Darkhawk here, a Rogue for taking something of his. This is probably broadly pretty good. We're just gonna Doc Ock and hope that I don't pull a Shang-Chi here. And even if I do... Oh, yeah! Fill up that board. Spider Ham's my pig. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to just win this here with the little Arisham, Darkhawk, whatever I want to do. We're not going to do anything mid. I want to give him the illusion that he thinks he can maybe beat that lane. And I'm struggling here.
All systems go.
What is Darkhawk? And yeah, I guess what choice does he have?
Victory.
He has to bail. So yeah, no, again, that would have been a wonderful opportunity for me to pay attention to what my opponent had. There is a Dr. Octopus, which I think is a pretty sick tech inclusion. I got a Super Scroll, which is a pretty sick thing to have when my opponent is going to be presumably maybe... that said, I am probably going to Loki next turn. I will absolutely Super Scroll. But he had Rogue. Do I want to not Super Scroll? I think we could Super Scroll left, and then if there's any pickles via Rogue, he has a chance to take the Quinjet. I'm snapping. Okay, and thank you for the intel with the Unstable. It has not seemingly impacted my streaming, but just in case things are miserable for other people, I want to know about it. Ah, swap hands, you say. Well, fewer Loki cards, better then. Can easily, or more easily, dump my hand. that a Loki from him? There's that rogue. Alright, I have to be careful about filling up the hand. You know, it's always cool to... Well, do I want to do something like that? I could take his Loki middle, but then I leave myself open to some nefarious Shang-Chi businesses. Maybe something a little bit like this. And then I got a free Mockingbird next turn. We're not thrilled if they rogue particular. I guess now we kind of want them to hit the Super Scroll. Nope. Well, no, he takes the Quinjet and my Super Scroll still works. What am I talking about? So I can do... Let's see, we're clearing things out. I go ahead and take his rogue back. We can do a... Yeah, this feels pretty good. I can see a world where he easily gets over the top of me left. And he has the ability to put... Yeah, that's probably correct there. So he's going to get over the top left. And he's going to be able to presumably put up 12 points right. It matters what he's going to give me. He's got 4 cards in his hand. Oh, Enchantress is a bummer. Don't love that. I had myself some nice double Quinjet that's now gone. But I am up on points. He has not the ability to play both of these cards. Oh, of course, Flood doesn't work. Oh my god, I completely forgot about Flood not working. Oh. Or the hand's not changing. So if my opponent has Dark Hawk or... Yeah, no, that's my bad. That's very dumb. If my opponent has Dark Hawk or... Well, he Loki'd. So he's probably does not have Dark Hawk. The thing that I'm most afraid of would be Absorbing Man, but he didn't play Blah Blast. That was a bit of a bummer on his part. So I'm adding... I think I might be able to beat this. Like what? Unless he drew his own... blob at some point, because that's a Loki blob. I think I just have to let this... I think I just have to accept this and lose. This is there's nothing specific I could see that I'd be afraid of. So we're just going to... Actually, we're going to do this, just in case he does some kind of Dr. Octopus stuff. No, he didn't play... Not playing Blah Blast was a big mistake there. Assuming he's got Absorbing Man in his hand. 3 cards I'm kind of scared of.
Squad's still a little light.
Ah, that might cook me. That's presumably more than a 1-power card in his hand. Oh my god, by 1. The old random Lady Deathstrike. My opponent played that well. That's me being tired, forgetting that the hand swapping wouldn't have gone up. I would have absolutely done that differently had I remembered that. I was too focused on dumping my hand. But that said, I am not leaving. don't think I have my free... Well, I do presumably get one retreat, but I don't think it's a free retreat yet. And that was just one match and then 2 matches. Yeah, I'm glad this is a real benefit to not doing Infinity Conquest late and or streaming. I am not at the streaming ability or what is it, 1:42 a.m. ability to yeah, we're happy to see that one get hit. That was cool. To not make mistakes in the situation. No, I don't want to do... As fun as it would be to do Thena Rogue, I think I'm going to want to hang on to that.
Taking aim.
Stature, sure. I was thinking now, are they gonna do like a Darkhawk? Right. And I want to do stature over here. I think I kind of want to do stature over there. Not great. My opponent is pretty far ahead. Well, we'll do that. Right? Is this the right play? The thing I'm thinking about is likely next turn I'm going to have one big bomb, and the big bomb is going to go right. So I'm either throwing right or I'm going to do the big bomb right, so Peg Loki right doesn't do a hell of a lot. Yeah, I just lose.
I still believe in heroes.
Is there a path to winning? I don't think so. We're just going to call it there. Opponent played well. Very, very disappointed in myself for not clocking the flood. Oh, I should have. I think we're just calling it there. This is not worth my time or his. The random death strike on the last turn was also devastating. Like, there's not a ton of permutations of random cards that he could have that would be able to overcome that deficit. And, like, Death Strike into 5 power on top of Death Strike, that's a pretty limited number of permutations. But that is exactly what he had and overcame it. That said, we're Arishan Gaming. That's the nature of this situation. I increasingly really enjoy playing Arishan. It's just such a fun, for the most part, thing. It feels great when it feels good, and when it feels bad, you can usually retreat, and that's fine. But playing against Arishan in Conquest feels horrible. And I am surprised by how bad it feels. Particularly in situations like that, and there's a couple other games where you do everything right, and your opponent just backs into a win because they got significantly more lucky than you. That feels horrible, and I wonder if that's going to be a problem. Like, it's going to diminish mine and other people's enjoyment of the game. No, I find myself, like, again, wanting to just snap outright because I've got Loki. Okay, we're not going to do that. My opponent snaps. They've got Arishan. We're not leaving, of course. Now, do we want to... I'm kind of unmoored. I think, unless in cases of really good stuff, you actually don't want to play a ton of cards early. Oh, I can see that we got maybe Quinjet into... Oh man, having Mystique and Blob in hand is interesting. This is risky. I don't know the math behind Gladiator to random Aurisham business. Yeah, no, it's real great. So I'm not going to play anything. We're just going naked Loki max hand and hoping for the best. There's a real argument to like playing out my hand and then doing Blob Mystique stuff, but I like this more. Yeah, another kind of quote-unquote issue. I don't have Darkhawk. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream with you here. It's crazy. Oh, that's funny. Why is that so cheap? And because I don't have Darkhawk, it really limits a lot of options. How do we want to do this? We could do... Quinjet Leech feels pretty good. And because they don't have Darkhawk, that really... Because in any Aurisham deck, if you're playing at all good, quote-unquote good, you're gonna want to have... Darkhawk and Mystique. I just don't. Okay, we're gonna do that into that. I don't think there's an easy way to play Strange. I need to play Blob last. For purposes of drawing into Absorbing Man. Question is this overkill? I don't think so. What we'd like to see is a Colossal Darkhawk. What is he playing middle this? Okay. Okay. If I'm him, a Mockingbird right sounds pretty juicy. And that beats that. The question is... If he doesn't Mockingbird right, he's going to go hard in the two left lanes, and then all I would do with this line is add 7 power left. And if I snap back, it doesn't seem likely he's going to stay. I'm going to do this line, and I'm not going to snap back. I should have snapped back before now, but I am tired and playing suboptimally. This actually might be an indication that I should slow down, but we're doing it. Is that a Mockingbird? Oh, of course, Rogue. I didn't see that coming. Should have seen that coming. Again, I make a mistake. Yeah, Mockingbird mid makes a ton of sense. Glad I didn't snap back. Could I have done anything... Yeah, I just Aurisham middle wins. Whoops. Yeah. Aurisham is a hard deck to play against. Aurisham is a hard deck to play against. Oh, and he drew the rogue after I leached, so that's where that was. That's why I wasn't afraid of that. I had given that thought. I'm snapping. I have Quinjet Loki. Actually, I'm going to hold the Quinjet. No reason to play it this turn. Don't want to have it land in Space Throne. Two Quinjets feels pretty okay. And then if it goes left, so be it. course. Now, there's an argument to not doing this again and just doing a Thanos blob situation, but he almost certainly has answers to these things. I like Lokiing still. Give myself that sweet, at least singular Quinjet discount. What is that? Okay. I guess I can kind of see that. So I've got answers, but no questions, as it were. I can do something cute like play nothing. Or I can do... I think that... Shoot, I mean, that's just too good to... I can do Arisham this turn and then evaluate my options next turn. I hope that... If he's very good, and I have no reason to believe he's going to be this good and this lucky, he will rope-a-dope and not have priority last turn and then be able to go nuts with Sinister London. What I can do is make this show of power and then have, between Shang-Chi and Rogue, the ability to make a lot of good stuff happen on last turn. Okay, so I don't have priority now. Excuse me, I do have priority now, but if I play nothing, I'm likely to not have priority. I can do... So next turn I'll have 7 mana, and Rogue and Shang-Chi are likely candidates here. Yeah, I think just a Naked Enchantress on Murder World to hopefully not have priority is right. But if my opponent does nothing, I'm going to be very impressed. Or if my opponent does like a naked card left to... Actually, if my opponent plays anything, I don't know if the Enchantress left even does anything meaningful. I think I just maybe hold that. If my opponent does nothing here, I'll be very impressed. Oh, okay. What is this? Is this Leech? Oh my god, by Enchantressing his own cards, I can't rogue them. Now that said, this is a bunch of power. The way that I lose this is Shang-Chi going right, but there's just nothing I can do about that. That is certainly a possibility that Shang-Chi goes right. But Shang-Chi goes left, I win this. That is such a diabolical thing to... Chi first for the extra Sage pop. Well, the thing is, if I Chi first, his Absorbing Man and Blob die. So I lose those 2 and only gain my 1. I don't know if there's any other way to do this. Like, I could do something like Rogue left, but that's not going to be enough because it's only going to steal 1. No, this is... That Enchantressing your own stuff is very, very smart. This is the only play. And I need Shang-Chi and... The only way I lose is if Sage left, Shang-Chi right. I think if Shang-Chi goes either location here, I'm okay and I win. Yes, that feels good.
Victory.
I would have been pretty sad if that exact split happened, resulting in a loss. Ah, well, Blob feels real bad suddenly.
Opponent snap.
My opponent snaps. Unsure what that means. I'm not going to snap back. There's a real argument to snapping back. he might have... what this probably means is called... Okay, so my opponent's getting Orisham, and I am getting... Leech. Well, that's good to know that I'm not going to have Leech. Or sorry, I'm not going to have On Reveals, and when he plays his Leech. I am not playing any of these cards. I'll do Loki right. With the understanding that my On Reveals are about to get turned off. Ah, actually they won't get turned off. Because he's going to Leech, probably. And I am going to Loki after. Like, re-Loki. I guess probably that this is the right play, so I have a little extra mana to play with, and he's not going to be able to play anything on it. We're snapping back. What are you gonna... You gonna leech my nothing, buddy? And there's, by the way, an argument to Coulsoning after, because so many of the cards that I'm going to get from the Loki right now are, like, actually not super good, including Blob and Mystique and all that. But, I think that this is probably right for the card generation. Yeah, getting the, things like the Quinjet and the Coulson and the whatnot. Putting up a bunch of numbers. Well, how many cards is he? He's got 3 cards in his hand? I think maybe there's an argument to really just go in pretty aggressive middle. Because he's never going to be able to get over the top middle. I think this is the right level of hedging bets. I don't think there's any way that he can compete right. Yeah, I think it's like, I mean, anyone could have anything, but it's likely that my opponent has, like, been cooked by the Orisham location RNG, and I got very lucky here with my card generation, being able to dodge Leech by Lokiing twice. Atuma, like, his random card's not the best. Was that a random? No, he's Leech in the deck. Atuma was a noble attempt, but, like, I was able to just get over the top Blackstone very easily. He's like Professor X or something. Oh yeah, that's not that impressive. He's got 1 card in his hand. And I can, notably, tie him... Like, the only thing, I guess... I don't think I lose to anything. If he plays, like, something crazy, like... I can't see a single card that he has that cooks me here. Yeah, we beat that. Yes. Whoo!
Victory!
Woo! That was way sweatier than it should have been. I had him dead to rights a couple of games ago. And it boiled down there. Ooh, that was Oh, who's just gold 1, too? I kind of thought that was gold 2. Well, what I have learned is I am a little bit tired and not playing super optimally. So I'm going to end the stream there, and I would like to thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry I could not provide the toppest tier of Marvel Snap enjoyment. Sorry, Marvel Snap gameplay, but only one level below that, and hopefully the entertainment was good. I hope you folks are able to get a good night's sleep. I hope you folks are able to have a lovely 4th of July week, 4th of July, and have a good, I guess, Friday and weekend. Hope you're able to sleep well. Gripsmoke, I look forward to killing you soon. If we could line up a killing you sooner than later, I would appreciate that if you want to pass that along to your significant other. I wouldn't mind killing her as well. You guys want to try and kill me and, you know, do that whole thing. That sounds great. I hope that the jet lag and or jet bouncy tiredness works itself through your system, and you're able to cool off a little bit from the Sacramento of it all. And, yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you for hanging out.